Look up at the sky and you'll see it, the radiant orb that graces our days, the source of all life on Earth, but beneath its blinding brilliance lies a universe of staggering power and incomprehensible scale. This is not just a star, it is a cosmic powerhouse that governs everything from the tides in our oceans to the very air we breathe. Yet most of us go through life without truly understanding the monster that sits at the center of our world. To begin to grasp the sun, you must first understand its sheer, overwhelming energy, because as we sit here on Earth, we are actually living inside the sun's extended atmosphere, protected only by a thin magnetic shield that keeps us from being incinerated. Imagine a sunrise where the golden light scattering across the clouds isn't just a pretty view, but a rain of high-energy particles traveling 93 million miles just to touch your skin, delivering 173,000 terawatts of power every single second. That is more energy than every power plant on Earth could produce in a year, delivered in just 1 hour of sunlight. But if you were to fly closer, past the safety of our blue marble, you would find that the sun is not a solid object at all, but a roiling, chaotic ocean of superheated plasma where convection cells the size of Texas boil and churn in a violent ballet of heat and magnetic tension. This plasma surface, known as the photosphere, is so intensely hot and bright that it creates a heat distortion in the very fabric of space around it, a constant state of motion where fiery granules rise and fall like boiling water in a cosmic pot. These cells are the lungs of the star, breathing heat into the vacuum of space, constantly recycling the energy that began deep in the dark. Yet this giant wasn't always here. Long before it was a star, it was a ghost of gas and dust, a massive interstellar nebula collapsing under the cold, silent weight of gravity. Imagine vast, swirling clouds of vibrant reds, blues, and purples, stretching across light years, slowly being crushed by an invisible hand until the center became so dense and so hot that a protostar began to glow in the dark. This infant sun was surrounded by a spinning disk of debris, a chaotic ring of fire where the planets were nothing more than microscopic dust grains waiting to be born. For millions of years, this dark cloud gathered speed, spinning faster and faster as it grew tighter, a cosmic whirlpool of potential energy. Then, in a single terrifying moment of cosmic ignition, the core hit a breaking point and the sun turned on for the first time, sending a violent shockwave of nuclear energy through the nebula, clearing out the gas and announcing its presence to the galaxy as a true star. It is hard to wrap the human mind around how big this star actually is, but consider this. If the sun were a hollow ball, you could fit 1.3 million Earths inside it, and even then there would be room to spare. If you put the sun and Earth side by side on a desk, the Earth would be a tiny grain of sand next to a massive beach ball, and yet this giant is so heavy that it makes up 99.8% of the total mass of our entire solar system. Its mass is so extreme that it literally bends the fabric of space-time, creating a deep well that forces every planet, asteroid, and moon to roll along curved paths trapped in a gravitational dance that has lasted for 4 billion years. Without this curve, the Earth would simply fly off into the frozen darkness of interstellar space, lost forever. To see how it works, we have to look inside, through a cutaway of its glowing layers, past the convective zone and the radiative zone, down into the heart of the machine. In the core, the pressure is so intense that it's 250 billion times greater than the atmosphere on Earth, a place where hydrogen atoms are crushed together until they fuse into helium, releasing a burst of energy that is more powerful than 1 billion hydrogen bombs going off every single second. This process of nuclear fusion is the holy grail of energy, a subatomic collision where particles move so fast and hit so hard that they release the very light that allows you to see this video right now. But that light doesn't escape easily. A single photon created in the core can take over 100,000 years just to wander through the dense radiative zone before it finally reaches the surface and leaps into the vacuum of space. Think about that. The sunlight hitting your face today was actually created back when humans were still living in caves. The core is a blinding, white-hot environment of extreme temperature, reaching 15 million degrees Celsius, a level of heat so profound that it makes a volcano's lava look like a block of ice by comparison. Even a bolt of lightning, which is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun, is nothing compared to the screaming heat of the solar interior. This temperature is so high that it defies our understanding of physics, turning matter into a soup of free-roaming electrons and nuclei. But the sun is also a magnetic beast. Its magnetic field lines are constantly twisting and snapping, creating solar flares that can disrupt our satellites and send auroras dancing across our skies. This magnetic cycle peaks every 11 years, turning the sun from a quiet light into a raging storm of radiation. We live our lives by its schedule, we name our days after it, and we depend on its stability. Yet the sun is a dynamic, changing beast that will one day grow so large it will swallow the very planets that orbit it. In about 5 billion years, it will run out of hydrogen, swell into a red giant, and eventually collapse into a white dwarf, leaving behind a beautiful planetary nebula as its final footprint in the galaxy. But for now, it remains our silent guardian, a burning testament to the power of the universe and the fragile beauty of life that exists only because a star decided to wake up in the middle of a dark nebula billions of years ago. We are literally made of star stuff, the very elements forged in the hearts of stars, just like our sun. Every carbon atom in your body, every drop of iron in your blood, was once part of a stellar furnace. It is the ultimate source, the beginning and the end, a fiery god of physics that reminds us how small we are and how lucky we are to be warmed by its glow. As we look at the sun today, we aren't just looking at a light in the sky. We are looking at our past, our present, and our ultimate future. It is a reminder that in the vast, cold emptiness of the cosmos, there is a place of warmth and light that we call home. We are the children of the sun, born from its dust and sustained by its power, and as long as it continues to burn, the story of life will continue to be written in the light of its golden rays. This documentary is just a glimpse into the majesty of our star, a tribute to the celestial engine that drives the heartbeat of the world, and a call to look up and wonder at the incredible reality of our existence. The sun is waiting for us to discover more of its secrets, to reach out and touch the edge of its atmosphere, and to understand the true nature of the fire that makes us who we are. It is the most important object in our lives, yet it remains the most mysterious, a giant hidden in plain sight, waiting for the next generation of explorers to unlock the keys to its infinite power and ensure that the light of humanity never goes out in the vastness of the dark.